Welcome back to the Student of the Game podcast. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. Please hit that like and subscribe button. All right, for those of you who know me, you know that I am a Seattle Seahawks fan and I'm also a Houston Texans fan. So whatever happens with the Seahawks and the Texans is going to affect me. Sometimes in a positive way, sometimes in a negative way. Unfortunately, what the Texans been doing has been affecting me in more of a negative way. So much to the point that, man, I might need a little bit of therapy, all right? So let's see. So they fired head coach Lovie Smith. I'm not gonna lie. I had a feeling he was gonna be a one and done coach, but I was hoping that he wasn't gonna be one and done. Okay, because Dave Culley, I didn't like that they hired Dave Culley, but he was one and done. That's why I'm like, okay, that's messed up. You didn't give him a chance. I mean, he didn't have a chance to establish his identity. And as we know, a lot of coaches, I mean, hey, when you're a rookie head coach, guess what? You're gonna have some highs and lows and the bumps and bruises. And the thing about it is, we only got one season of it. Um, Same thing with Lovie Smith. We all knew. Here's the thing: when you live in the great state of Texas, guess what? You understand. Everybody pretty much has a general concept of football. We pretty much diehard football fans down here. We know our stuff. So it amazes me that the Houston Texans, as a football organization in Texas, they like to operate as if they're not a team in Texas, as if they're not aware that the fans, you know, we have like a high sense of awareness when it comes to the sport of football. That doesn't mean we know everything, but guess what? We don't. It's like we're not that dumb to the point where it's like you can just, you know, pee on our knee and tell us it's raining. And we get a lot of that from the Texans. And it's ridiculous for an organization that's been around for 20 years. We get too much of that from them. It's almost as if this organization has been around for 150 years. Okay, we getting 150 years worth of bull crap from them. It's like, come on, man. Like, if you're gonna tank, fine, we have no problem with that, but don't try to sell us on Davis Mills being that dude. Number one, it was now, and I was with Lovie Smith in the offseason until he got to the situation as far as the quarterback. I remember he said that the Texans are going to have a great quarterback this year and stuff. And I'm like, he can't be referring to Davis Mills. I thought maybe they was going to be bringing Deshaun Watson back, or maybe there was some type of trade they was going to be doing. None of that was true. What it was, he was referring to Davis Mills. All right. And Davis Mills did not have to compete for the job. They did not have a competition with it. And the way I look at it is Davis Mills is unproven, just like a lot of other quarterbacks and players in this league. So, hey, if he's really that dude, then he should be able to withstand competition. They didn't do that. And then, hey, Davis Mills, to me, he operated as like a QB, you know what, who got the job without competition. And I can see if he was like a pro bowler, but he's not that. He hasn't earned his stripes yet in the NFL to be considered or be respected to the point where, all right, well, yeah, he's that dude, you know what I'm saying? So there's no need for a quarterback competition. All right. That right there was a big downfall for me for Lovie Smith. But I'm not gonna lie, there were moments where, hey, I was impressed with the defense and the special teams. And if you're familiar with Lovie Smith, that's his calling card: defense and special teams, okay, and running the football. Okay, and I'm like, okay, well, you got Damian Pierce at running back, and that dude's a beast. Okay, so I'm like, it looks like he might be trying to establish that similar identity like he had when he was with the Bears, where he had Thomas Jones and Cedric Benson at running back, and of course, he had Brian Urlacher and Peanut Tillman and the rest of those hard hitting players on the defensive side of the ball for that Bears team that he coached that went to the Super Bowl. But he's gone after 1 year. So I'm thinking, okay, well, next year we get a high pick in the draft. He can draft some more impact players. And they can be maybe a 500 team next year, and maybe they can sign a better quarterback at free agency, and get an upgrade at the backup running back. Because, hey, I guess you could say, as good as Rex Burkhead is, hey, Rex Burkhead is like 33 years old, and in NFL years, that's like 528. Okay, you can't have a 528-year-old running back being your backup. All right, but Lovie Smith, yeah, hey, they fired him. They fired him. So I mean, it is what it is. But we all, it's one of those things where we knew he was hired despite other teams not interviewing him for a job. Like, we didn't hear about any other team interviewing him for a head coaching position. The Texans, they just gave him the position because the Texans, they wanted Josh McCown, right? But the fans, of course, we didn't want Josh McCown because nobody understood the point of trying to hire Josh McCown. All right, but hey, man, it part of me believes that that Lovie Smith, made sure that he encouraged his players to go out there and win this game because I think Lovie Smith probably was like, you know what, they're probably gonna fire me anyway. So guess what? I'm not gonna let them get that number one pick. I'm gonna win this game. We can get the number two, number three pick, and the number one pick go to the team I used to coach, the Chicago Bears. That's what it feels like. And if that was the case, I'm not mad at Lovey because if you know that you're about to be fired, it's like, okay, whatever. All right, yeah. I'll make sure you won't get the number one pick. In the words of Denzel Washington, when he had that interview with Jamie Foxx, he said, I'm leaving with something. I didn't get an Oscar. Okay. He went in where they had the food and stuff. I'm leaving with something. So, but anyways, it's right now it sucks being a Texans fan. It does. It really sucks. I'm not saying we're supposed to know every move that the ownership and upper management that they're doing, but here's the thing, man. Nick Casario, I mean, that's two coaches he didn't hired in a row. And guess what? Fired him. So he needs who's holding him accountable as far as um, picking the right person to coach this team. Nobody. It seems like nobody is holding him accountable. It seems like he can just hire somebody, fire him, and then when you're the Houston Texans, I mean, hey, you firing these coaches before the contract is up, you're still paying them. So that's money. That's money going towards two coaches that's been fired in 2 years. Man, it's not good. As a Houston Texans fan, I'm not confident and I don't believe in anything that they're doing. But who knows? The beauty of this is that they don't need me to believe in them for them to be a successful team. But this sucks as a Houston Texans fan. But anyway, share your thoughts in the comment section below and let me know what do you think about the Houston Texans firing head coach Lovie Smith. And do you think it was the right move or was it the good move? Let me know. Share your thoughts. And hey, hit that like and subscribe button. Student of the Game Podcast. Peace out.